Welcome viewers to V3 2021, sponsored by the Eggman Empire. And now here's your host, Dr. Eggman.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and dudes of all teenagers, as well as the, gals. My name is Dr. Eggman. I am here, and y'all are there. After seeing the failures of Cyberpunk 2077 and the horrors happening with my own franchise, I've decided to take a hold of the gaming industry to truly set it back on the track to greatness. But I, the great Dr. Eggman, cannot program that well. My last game underperformed just slightly. That is why I've decided to enslave the best indie devs my loyal fanbase, Egg-chan, has to offer to make my game vision a reality, but I'll need your help. I want you to judge the games and vote for your favorite or least favorite. That way I'll know whose life to end so they don't taint my glorious future gaming landscape. Voting will commence after the show and last until tomorrow, where we'll announce the winners. Up next is a game for those who think dungeon crawlers have any relevance in a gaming age where games like Fortnite dominate the market. I'll give you a tip. They don't. Let's have a look. Well, when your biggest selling point of your game is that you've improved your dialogue, you know game development probably isn't for you. May I suggest visual novels where crying anime girls get naked? Up next is a game where you use machines to battle each other using music-based systems. Let's take a look. Who the fuck let a proof of concept trailer in our show? We had strict requirements. Find him and fuck his mother. Anyways, up next is a game where you go to the gym and attempt to date anime waifus. It's Elliot Rogers' dream game. Go out and get a real life, you sweaty nerds. Let's take a look. Well, that was amazing! I lost 50 pounds watching that trailer, and I got laid! Simply phenomenal! A victory for all involved, except Amy. For our next game, I encourage you to take the nearest tab of acid. It'll improve your viewing experience. Got them ready? Alright, let's watch this trailer.
This is Pomo.
Unfortunately, as the host, I couldn't take anything to allow me to enjoy that trailer, so I had to be forced to see its childlike art quality. Welcome to our first interview segment with the infamous Fit Dev, who's known for making fit fantasy, where even virgins like you can finally find worth in a virtual world where you date anime waifus. As I am not a virgin thanks to Amy, I'd like to take this time to ask some real questions. To start us off, tell us about your game.
Alright, yeah. So, my name's Castle Click. I'm the developer behind Fit Fantasy. I started really working on it back in June 2020. I was just browsing Fit a lot, like during quarantine, I was bored. I'd been learning Unity on the side, and I was working at the gym a lot, and I was like, kind of like crushing on girls at the gym. I was like, why is there like a video game where you get to like hit on girls at the gym and just like date, like a gym-based dating sim, And so that's how I got started. Yeah.
What inspired you to make Fit Fantasy?
What inspired me? Well, I guess a lot of things, but I mean, I've just been on 4chan since like I was a new fag back in 2007, and now I'm an old fag. It's 2021. And, I kind of wanted to, like, make a mark, I spent all this fucking time browsing 4chan, and so I put a couple scenes together, and I posted one of them on Fit. One of those scenes, I believe it's called How to Talk to Girls After Yoga Class, because that's, like, something I've always wondered, that scene blew the fuck up, and, like, it's still, like, on all the humor threads and all that. So that was like a good indication that I was onto something that people were interested in. That was a big inspiration, and also just like just staring at ass at the gym all day. Like that inspires me to go home and work on my game. And
how much do you lift?
How much do I lift? See, that's kind of embarrassing, right? I'm the developer behind Fit Fantasy, and like I got like a 2-plate squat. I could bench probably like let's just say 190, maybe around that. Like, yeah, I'm not a power lifter. I'm a linklet, I'm an ex skinny fat linklet. So I was never really that skinny fat. I just, got by fit standards, I'm skinny fat. But yeah, I could lift a bit. I work out all the time though. I go more for aesthetic than for like power. In memory of Z's.
What are your personal thoughts on the keto diet? I did it when I was 500 pounds and lost 50 pounds doing it. I know it does a number on your kidneys at first, but I've managed to maintain my weight a year after doing it.
Based. Hell yeah. Dude, good on you for losing weight. Keto, I personally never been like too keen on like tracking all my carbs and food and all that. I've always been like on the skinnier side of things, so I've never really had to lose weight. I think it's good if you're obese. Basically, if you're obese, you should lose weight. Like, even if it's surgery or lipo or whatever, yeah, like, do whatever it takes. Be anorexic, whatever, yeah, lose the weight. But if you're already, like, skinny or trying to get buff, I don't think keto's that helpful. For me, it's just all about low carbs, no sugar, no bread, no, like, white rice. You should just try to reduce your carbs as much as possible. But I don't think you need to be like 100% no carb, or I think keto's a little bit extreme for me.
As someone who is in peak physical health, I'm looking to buff up even more. How do I gain more muscle?
Gallon of milk a day. The Go Mad diet, like it might be a meme. I'd say like Wim Hof, Go Mad, no fap, cold showers. Oh yeah, and then you also have to lift weights. I'm not sure what else you gotta do. There's probably 200 other ones. I don't know, like Fit's just filled with like meme tricks to like get fit. But yeah, really just hit the gym every day. Try to increase your weight as much as possible each time you lift, and you'll get stronger from there.
How do you stay active when the only physical thing you're good at is running, but you have asthma?
I guess you gotta fuck a lot, right? Just like fuck as many bitches as you can, right? Like I feel like asthma goes away when you're having sex. So yeah, you just gotta pound that poontang and like fuck as much as you possibly can, even if it's a land whale. You know what I mean? Like you gotta just you don't, even if you're not even attracted to her, you just gotta like put it down as like your physical exercise for the day. That's my advice.
What are some exercises our fat incel audience can do while they're sitting in their gamer chairs?
I mean, I always thought like trying to like masturbating really furious, vigorous masturbation. I would say that's probably about the best exercise you could do while sitting down.
What pre-workout do you use?
Cocaine.
And finally, the question I'm sure our sweaty audience would love to know. How much do I actually have to work out in order to get laid?
That's a good question, right? I would say, okay, like the thing you gotta do is first, if your belly extends beyond your chest, you gotta get rid of that. That's number one. Two, you gotta work on your personality. And if you have a shitty personality, you gotta work at lying.
I love lying.
And like pretending you got a good personality. So you gotta work out that. And yeah, so I'd say lose weight, work on not being a creep.
Well, I disagree. I think being a creep is the best way to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a creep, I make fucking hentai, right? I just pretend I'm not, so it kind of, yeah, you kind of gotta keep it on the DL, but only like whip that shit out in the bedroom, you know what I mean?
Yikes, all this fitness talk has me pooped. I'm going to go to the burger shop to get a double, triple, quadruple pounder and drown my sorrows in Chaos Cola. Ta-ta for now. For our next set of games, I'd like to invite my friends Wario and Waluigi to announce their set.
What is up, my darlings? It's me, Wario. We have the displeasure of taking a look at some projects for today with my, cousin? Yeah, my cousin, Waluigi.
Well, yes, Ernest, we have some games lined up for you. You better thank us, well. First up is a game with marshmallows, Battle Royale, a bird, and a fish. Yes, Game of the Year. Please rate Ernest, Let's watch the trailer.
Wow, that game was more terrible than its Fortnite Battle Royale. Waluigi, play my jumping music. Next up is a game I'm convinced was headed up by an 8-year-old mama's boy loser who told him he should become a painter. Kid, if you're watching this, your art is garbage. And showing it to the girls in your class only makes them laugh at you. Anyway, let's take a look.
Wario, what if you woke up feeling, how should I say, different?
Well, Waluigi, sometimes I wake up and feel like I could be more charitable, you know? Oh no, what am I thinking? We will now be conducting mandatory show donations. Please give us bitcoins or gold or cash. Why?
Let's look at this new game that involves ninjas and ninjas. It's called Ninja. Let's see what we have here.
What a terrible trailer! It was everything we despise about arcade games in one package! What's next on the list, Waluigi?
Next up, we have a game for the freaks at the mall who constantly try to sneak into the girls' bathroom. Apparently, there's a market for games like that. And we have the trailer to show you now.
Next up is a trailer from that loser Mario and his idiot friends. Except me, of course. Nah, I don't want to spend any time on this one. Just show it.
Wealth, fame, power. Roger, the king of the pirates, attained this and everything else the world had to offer, and his dying words drove countless souls to the seas.
Arrgh, I hate hamburgers! Arrgh! Arrgh, shiver me timbers! Shiver me.
These words lured men to the Grand Line in pursuit of dreams greater than they'd ever dared to imagine. This is the time known as the Great Pirate Era.
Come aboard and bring along all your hopes and dreams. Together we will find everything that we're looking for. Mario Party! Compass left behind, it'll only slow us down. Your heart will be your guide. Raise the sails and take the helm. That legendary place that the end of the map reveals is only legendary till someone proves the heartache and through the pain. Know that I will be there to stand by you, just like I know you'll stand by me. So come aboard and bring along all your hopes and dreams. Together we will find everything that we're looking for. There's always room for you if you want to be my friend. We are on the cruise. We are.
Well, we hated hosting this show for you guys, and now it's the time to present the final game. You've all been a terrible audience. You don't deserve a Wario.
Well, this final game is one for those who like wide open spaces, poorly drawn artwork, and bullshit enemies. Well, enjoy!
This sucks. This sucks.
I saw you walking
This
over there, and I knew
sucks,
my
dude.
team was all the way.
Hello, I'm Joe Swanson. I'm a member of the police department at Coag, Rhode Island. You probably already know that, though, given my reputation. First up, you got a game that reminds me of Roblox for some reason. Let's take a look. Wow. I never wanted to set up ant traps more than I ever have in my entire life. I'm not a fan of small things, so this was quite dramatic. Next up, we got a Diablo clone dungeon crawler that makes staring at slowly drying gray paint in a dimly lit room look bright and colorful by comparison. Let's have a look, shall we? I mean, if we can even see anything. That certainly was poorly lit. Anyways, let me just double check my script here for this next game. Coming to you from a group headquartered in either Brazil, the USA, or Singapore, depending on the day. Developed by a group of autistic furry fetishists, coomers, and ironically, some religious fundamentalists who kept this from being outright smut. Snoot Game, a visual novel made in a millennia using only MS Paint, follow the story of generic team protagonist Anon, the caveman transfer student to Volcano High, a school of edgy teenage dinosaurs. Pretend to play this visual novel as he struggles with actually having friends for once, and the possibility of romance with Fang, a hot pterodactyl girl who says she's not a girl, or a boy, for that matter. Discover what it actually means to grow out of being an autistic loser. As if that last part will ever happen for the average V user. Let's take a look.
You ever feel like you're just waiting for a sign? To do that thing you've always meant to do. Sometimes I feel like I'm just standing on the edge of doing great things. But something's holding me back. Maybe it's just nerves.
Wow, simply stunning. As if a bunch of Anons came together just to make a shitpost that took up 4 minutes of all our lives. Oh wait. Next up, we got a trailer from somebody who memed themselves into thinking Morrowind was a worthwhile game, deserving of a total conversion mod for some dinky, finished, pixelated roguelike. The first and only mod presented at the show, with wines and everything. Let's take a look. Wow, really makes you want to buy the 38th re-release of Skyrim, doesn't it? It is the only thing keeping the Elder Scrolls franchise afloat nowadays anyways. Well, aside from that and ESO. Man, I wonder what Julian LaFay is feeling right now. Anyways, next on the list is a game which the developer of has a very fitting name, that being Headache. This is certainly one game that I wish would earn the Not Gonna Make It award. I wish we wouldn't, but let's have a look. What a genuinely migraine-inducing trailer. Let's hope the developer drops out of the show before he hears me lampoon his shitty game. Moving on quickly to my final game, an autism project several years in the making, held up by nothing but tape and crusty clown boogers. Oh, and also RPG Maker. Let's take a look at this stupid weeb's game.
Hello, Anons of various boards. I'm Jack of Cybershrooms, here to showcase another snippet of my Dream Schizo project, Pangea Mystical Turnabout. After the admittedly negative reaction from last V3, I've decided to really revamp the game. As shown during the previous event, the game's still going to be a full-fledged RPG. However, with an engine swap to RPG Maker to Game Maker Studio 2, I want to try something to make it stand out more. What you've seen on screen right now is actually an early build of a beat-em-up style for the combat segments. Instead of having a list of magic spells to scroll through or take turns, fights now happen in real time. There are going to be two styles of attacks being physical and magic skills. The magic ones you can actually equip up to 3 per character, and you can customize physical abilities like combo modifiers or new dodging abilities if you're leveling up. Graphics like backgrounds are going to be updated, and enemies of what little we have right now are also getting a facelift to better match the art style, and they're also going to have several new animations. In a future demo I have planned, we hope to showcase several boss fights for the first few opening hours of the game. A few months ago, while working on the game, we got the main character Zack and some enemies done, and I thought at that point to make the game even better would be tossing some multiplayer, so 2 players would be able to tag in at any time to control the other 2 party members. Thinking of ideas to balance this out rather than enemies just have more HP, but I got nothing right now. If you don't have anyone to join with, you can swap between the characters in real time, and we'll have some partner AIs you can use. Some different partner AIs we got planned are being able to attack closely to you, fight on their own, but truthfully all I got right now is just spamming the first standard attack. We hope to have the game in a playable state eventually, with a large demo planned to really showcase what one Pangea Mystic will turn out to be. Granted, I don't know exactly when that's going to happen, because my programming skills are pretty shit, but who knows? In the meantime though, if you're bored and you're looking for something to play during the rest of the show, I have a small released phone game called Kiwi Brickbuster that you can find a raw APK on our website, cybershoons.co, if you want to avoid the App Store. It's nothing too glamorous, just a mix of block stacking and ball and paddle, but it's free, so who's going to really say no to free? I'm grateful for being showcased again this year, and now I'll shut up so we can get to some real games.
Wow, that voice acting was just beautiful. I'm being sarcastic, of course. It's amazing the wonders that a budget engine will do. Now, before I leave, we have a very special segment with a very special group of Anons. Jennies, please, hold your auto staging back. You'll want to see this one. Welcome to the second interview of the show. I'm here with the devs of Snoot Game, the prehistoric high school drama that follows the new student Anon as he struggles with his own personal issues, as well as the issues of the rebellious pterodactyl Fang and the other colorful cast of crazy dinosaur teens. Boy, could you imagine living with dinosaurs? I'll tell ya, I would not do well there. To start us off, why don't you tell us about your game? What inspired you to make this game? Where did the concept even come from?
Alright, well, we have a visual novel here. We have, with 4 endings. I was one of 2 main writers for it. Generally, I think by our estimate, it's about a 10, 12-hour playthrough to get all the endings. Could be a bit more or less, give or take. As for the concept and the idea where it came from, the trailer for the original Goodbye Volcano High, released in the Sony State of Play last year in June, I believe. Yes. And then, so threads about that game specifically came out. Anons were, making a bunch of funny edits and whatnot in a certain particular picture. A few people may know what I'm talking about. Started circulating that was absolutely hilarious, but basically, but the Anons in these threads started coming up with their own headcanons and whatnot about the game because it's just so unique, I want to say. It's obvious it wasn't going to be good then. It's probably still not going to be good now. I don't want to throw stones. But you had this, this alternate vision going around, and eventually one Anon said in a thread, hey, I know how to use RenP. We can, just quickly, in a few months, make our own, and then we can have our own version of the game. And then we did. We didn't find that Anon who was into RenP, but we got another programmer to help out instead.
To say a bit more on the inspiration, that's pretty much right. I'm the programmer. I came in a few months late. There was specifically, we drafted our script a lot, or more so they did before I came in. and they sent it over to the literature board of 4chan. And you may be able to find it in the archives. But they kind of lampooned into it, and we realized that it wasn't the best. We revised and edited a lot more. I came around that point where we realized what we were doing, and now the script is much better.
Basically, it just pointed out a lot of the problems that we had with the original script and what we could do to change it. And that's what made us decide to go with 4 endings instead of 3. So in our game, there's, endings ranging from the worst to the best one. And originally there was only, the worst, the bad, and the good ending. And then we added the 4th one after we got, our teeth kicked in, because it was a scathing rebuttal of the entire philosophy going into it. And I think what we have now, it makes several great points that I wanted to make before.
I came into the project, I saw the posts originally. The same time it started, I was basically drafted into the project because I did a couple of pictures that sort of became the foundation for the project's vision. And what happened was, as we were making the script, I knew we were going to have to fix a lot of the things up. Also early on, many were under the impression that we needed to outdo Co-op, the original developer. They were under the impression that we could outdo their style in many ways. I didn't quite agree with that. I agreed that in order to properly send off to Co-op, we needed to be as close to the original style as possible. And that was my philosophy, making the art for this.
You've hidden a lot of Easter eggs in the game, especially with the teachers in the school. Which one's your favorite, and why did you choose those characters?
It's got to be the principal, which we chose Spear from the Adult Swim show Primal. This is originated from a post in the thread. A lot of things in the game are directly correlating or directly inspired from these edits and images that were made in the original threads. And one of the big ones was the school principal being this giant caveman guy from that show. He's also just a solid character, I think. It is a bit contradictory that we chose a silent character to have as many speaking lines as he does. But I think he's still a great character. He's a great reference. That's just my opinion, though.
One of my favorites has to be one of our teachers, Carl Dusky. And whenever you play the game, I'm probably butchering that name. We chose a stupid long name, Carl Lesta something. It's a plant name scientifically. You might recognize him, and of course, you might recognize what he's parodying. He's not as important as a character like Spears into the story, but he is a very nice comic relief character that I personally had fun implementing and putting into the game and managing all the sprites for to make them, a bit more lively. It was definitely one of my favorite Easter egg characters to put in there, or parody characters.
I'm fairly certain, we intentionally spell his name differently each time. Like every time he shows up, it's a little different.
Yeah.
And honestly, that wasn't even intentional. It was just looking back through the script one day and hey, wait a second.
And no one can spell it. It's great.
So, I see your game involves a lot of dinosaurs. You can date them too, like it's the premise of the entire game. What else can you do to them? Hopefully nothing illegal, I'm hoping.
Are you asking if we have implemented Dino GFs into this game?
Maybe. I mean, hey, that's what the person presenting me this questions wanted me to ask. Maybe you should ask it.
I'm just saying.
We only have one.
There's one Dino GF. You know her. You love her. My Anons should know her. They should love her. If you were around for the threads, you're gonna love her. You might like the other characters, but if you want to make your own spin-offs, go ahead. I can't wait for the Stella, the Stella dating sim game to come out.
Good lord.
How long have you been developing the game for?
Almost exactly 1 year. I believe we got into this server. We started the server and got into it either 3 or 4 days after the trailer originally dropped.
How do you feel about underage Harry Potter porn mods for games? It's quite a question.
The other writer's real into them.
Yeah, I'm not going to name any names in the courtesy of privacy, but we do have a couple Coomers in here. If you want to make those raw mods, you can. I'm not condoning them, but you can do it.
For clarity, no, none of us are actually into that stuff. Just for absolute clarity, please do not kill any of us.
You guys have a Dinosona. Peter has a Dinosona. He calls it Little Pete. He says it's orange and can shoot lasers. Boy, I've wondered about getting into dinosaurs, but I'm not sure where to start. Seeing as you guys are experts, you got any tips?
I'm passing this one on to our artist, Alex.
I am also doing
first. Oh God. Okay. For a Dinosona, first you need a horrible horn on the back of your head that makes no sense. You have hair on your head that makes no sense, and then you need scales or feathers in your body that no one can tell if they're skin or if they're feathers or if they're scales. And then you need clothes that make no logical sense because they need holes for tails and wings, but they don't show. We actually do show how that works, but you know.
Yeah, and I pointed this out before.
It's a sad departure from Co-op's vision.
Sad. And I pointed this out before. If any of these dinosaur characters were to fall backwards, that's like imagine if they were to fall backwards, they have that thing. It just goes straight through their skull. It is a hammer and nail.
They would die.
You know what? Forget I asked.
I'm so sorry.
Well,
I'm
forget
so
you
sorry.
asked. I just pulled out the old the notebook here of all of our design stuff, and it says on here because
you kept track of that stuff.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? I know this.
Well, what do you mean? Okay, I need to keep very, very meticulous track of our dino designs, so whenever the Dinosona market comes out, we can trademark it. Okay, I'm just here trying to make money.
How has the development cycle been treating you guys? How does working remotely affect your creation process? Do you, programmer fag, find that coding remotely with other people is difficult?
Honestly, I think it's been a total benefit, us all working in isolation rather than in cubicles and stuff like that, because the work environment is less stressful, it's more casual. Like, I know these people, and I can say they're definitely my friends. And you can just have a better relationship with a lot of your team if you're working in a very casual environment. And working on the internet has treated me fairly nice. For the development cycle itself, it's been going on and off of work. With certain times, we just put a lot of effort in and a lot of time because some of us have spare time or something, or a new list of things needs to be done. And, we're slowly grinding through it. Progress is great. If anyone here would like to add on to that, go right ahead.
Well, I just want to say, I don't know about you in cubicles, but I'd certainly want to go to the Fang compound.
How often do you guys jack it to scaly images?
None.
Not happening. Never even.
Not me.
That one I doubt.
Not me. But some people do.
Seeing as you guys have a fully assembled team here, and if you have any further development plans, do you intend to release anything after Snoot Game?
I don't know, am I allowed to say? I can say.
I'd say that we should say that we're planning stuff. We do have other things in the works, and we do have other things in the back. Of course, it may take some time.
Yeah.
We do have one other thing that we have released in the past, if we would like to mention.
Oh, that's right.
OG, thanks for giving him a lead on the DMCA. We do have another thing that we plan on working on next. A lot of the people on this project are probably just here for this project and we'll be moving on, but we do have a few people that plan on sticking around for any further projects, and hopefully we can get the funding and the audience, and we'd love to keep on doing what we're doing. And we're not going to be doing something like this again. This is kind of a one trick. This is something that'll only work once. Once your anonymity is screwed, it can't ever be unscrewed.
Well, I'll say that this probably won't be the last you hear from Caveman on after this release.
That's right.
Boy, I've sure learned a lot today. It's truly been an enlightening experience. I can't wait to play the game which is out there right now. This is more exciting than the time that dinosaur girl moved into my school. So, did you, study for that prehistoric exam?
Alright, Doctor, we're in the final segment of the show. This might be our last chance to stop Dr. Eggman's evil plot. If we can convince the audience to vote for the worst game as the best in show, Eggman will hire that man and his game will be ruined and the future of gaming will be saved. That's why Mega Man. Great line of dialogue, Dr. Light. Our first game is a showcase of various happenings in the gaming landscape of the motherland. Let's take a look.
Hey bitches, didn't you expect? I am MC Godot. Get ready to hear my new song, Hope of Game Dev. You are the hope of Game Dev, cool, smart and skillful. You code games like a good. And then your VN will be realized on Steam making a star. And then the adventures will go crazy, from culture shock. But you can't hide it, probably everyone will surely find out. You are in, Paishmak. You're hope of game dev. Gonna wake up in army, even a civilian. One day millions shall praise your game on Steam. Ouch, ouch, ouch. 3 seasons of no such art, and ideas were heretical. Roar! Gameplay and spear is outstanding, because you are a celestial body. Hails Gade! I self-proclaimed representative of the section. Do you want to contact Dwatch admin Abu? I plead to make also an everlasting thread in V. Thread for us to post screenshots and our game's release, so at least someone could actually play them. I understand that we shall hate our games, but right now every trace of game made by the watchers from our GD gets a ban in V. I can say that it is unjust because it is advertising, but think, Abu, there is an untapped creativity in GD games, so you do understand. Dwatch during last year is the source of super creativity ideas and stories. I remember sweet video games they were making. I admit that you already tried to evolve our board. You have streamed our games from contest. This is your mother, Anon. Unfortunately, some political GD forces did very bad things to you. They were barbarians because it is Dwatch. Not everyone in GD supports them. GD regrets its mistakes. We don't want all attention going to Russian visual novels. GD got many interesting stuff. Small games with soul. GD does have regular contest. Every half of year announce gather and spend 2 weeks making interesting stuff. This creative community needs players to know about it. I ask you, Abu, think about it. To make with Red and let out Janita to Janita. This thread so GD could post there. I ask the user to show this video, so it could reach Abu. Maybe I'll check.
Here comes the diversity. Are you ready to be culturally enriched, Anon? My name is Derevatian. I'll be your guide into that wonderful and crazy world of Russian visual novels. Are you ready to evolve? To let visual novels to enter your heart. A big leap in Russian visual novels happened around 10 years ago, when Ichaners got inspired by Fu Chan's Katava novel about cripples and decided to make own novel. But Russian Anons decided to surpass soulless Fu Chan and make not about cripples, but about shizas and psychos, in a way that normies won't see it. Ichan wrote later rebranded to Everlasting Summer. became a hit for normies due to the low mental health, underpowered PC and below average information culture.
So be afraid of the God scam.
There were people who decided to fight dirty pants communist shitheads. Few years ago, Hippocrates advised Dutch admins to do visual novel contest and show away communist feels. But he did not know that Dutch admins are communist.
We must take from rich and give to poor.
And they favor trash like Stalker and Fallout New Vegas. I believe that best Fallout was on Sony PlayStation 2. I want to tell you about RUVN contest number 5. They invited well-known summer queer Max Oily to judge the novel. Other judges were VN Janitor, some pea-soaked cat, and Google Form for unknown to vote. 5 novels came in. This time they were very afraid and did not disqualify any of novels. Some usual novel entered. Some novel about goat, some novel about cow, some poor novel from literal oinker in dress. Best novel was where Max Oily sits on a glass jar with a rodent inside. After that, Max Oily and his fellow summer queer judge have ran away and stole away 90% of prize pool. That's over? Novels. Blin. I wanted to tell you about novels, but it's over already. What to do, Anon? What about co-hosts? I got some novel walkthrough video footage from Ukrainian Hackbox on Yuko's site. Yukos is a side platform where you can discuss politics. Some dumb idiot did a jam about horror novels there. I won't be telling novel names to reduce video lengths. You like to smear yourself with non-fresh novels, Anon. Let's go, dear Anon. Summer fail awaits. Zoomers at build site. Rewind was hidden. No forgiveness. They shall make you into rent by schmuck. You're gonna ask for it. In this novel about Babushka, legendary rent by crab, they seek drugs in cellar. No epilepsy warning. Dead sim with knives. Lolly seeks Spider-Man. Fun game about Scanner's bunker.
But variety.
Leonard and Eva 17 suck ass. Tyrann Builder won't have rent by schmucks. Because they gachi much desire. Among us fan fiction. She wanted to poop in garden. Low poly furious watched. That's not Kazakhstan. Poo in the box. Run away from responsibility. Silent rewind. Better rewind. Poo in the forest. Third in the main menu. EGE generation. Rent by schmucking in the darkness. That it's your time to go. Tell me about your life. But your life is rent by third. Sometimes grayscale. Nintendo 64 graphics. Younger sister wants save in world of rent by schmucks. Tsundere rent by schmucks. Unreal Engine 4 won't save. Because you're gonna stock photos and write in the jitter. Terrible voiceover. Mobile screenshots. Forgot to hide sprite. At least it got underwear. I took a dump. I ate. Creamer bricks the sound card. Become rent by schmuck in your sleep. You won't believe the rectangle screen. You won't look at sprites. Wonder is menus. What are you? Okay, right now. Clap to familiar screamer. You can put an animal yourself. Wear your gas mask. And go to school through thirst. You like it. Like Windows reinstalling. You are my younger sister. Right in your face.
Bad.
Country went by schmucks. Healing with beating. Be silent. You are crazy? Go back to village, insect. Dump sprite placeholder. Degenerate Coho idol. Don't masturbate here. Forgot include the fonts, you would forget the art. Living only menu. Leave friends by never ran by. Western PCs are shit. Underwater. Degenerate. But no Rangers, they would rape a dog. They are run by schmuck. This is refrigerator. Do not eat cactus. Your friends wait for you. Mountain run by schmuck. Cringe art. Our stuck photo. Beast inside of you. Download run by right now and write crap with dialects. But you forgot to add black person and coho. About cohos. Cohos got burned from my novel.
Бан здесь деревотян.
You know what cohos suck at visual novels? Because they do not have Crimea, and novel itself became part of Котел не гори. I advise you to check the fanfics about Kotel's Nemesis childhood, but author is a retard and haven't yet released his previous metric
Man must fight for his cause.
Everyday you ran by schmuck. Derpy minigames. Art is well known. Draw at least one girl. But you forgot the sprites. You like your fellow ran by schmucks. You annoy everybody. You are pooping dog with ran by novel or similar software. You stink like ran by schmuck. The stench won't go away. You will suffer till the end of time. They will point fingers at you and on your main menu. Your characters suck. Even if you release merchandise until you die with your old smartphone. You old forgotten vampire schmuck. Low-budget, cowardly and poor educated. Shall you eat the семечки? You would eat a dog. You would write a lot and minigame, but dog, remember, it would not forgive those sprites. She gonna ran by schmuck you. Tirana builder not safe. You already in credit. Everybody knows. Your scripter must be castrated. Not for dialect, but for choosing ran by. Thanks Anon for watching my novel review. I hope that you were culturally enriched by Russian visual novels. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. Write, what do you think in comments? We read all of your comments. Remember it. We'll see you.
After what I have just experienced, I don't know what to say. We're gonna sing a visual novel due to our hard work. We both know what word everybody is waiting for. Those words changes us. These words were what inspired us to our way of life. Laszlo, tell them to me. You created a new Renpai game. Renpai new game. Maybe Renpai. Add story, pictures and music. Release it to the world. What about Wario Contest 6?
Would you look at that? Those crazy Russians and their attempts at making a coherent game. Bless your hearts. That's why Mega Man. Thanks for your thoughts, Doctor. Next up is a parody of Galaga where you build up a weirdly sexual relationship with your spaceship, all while you fight against enemies in a game that looks like the UI was put together in Microsoft PowerPoint. Let's take a look. always hurt seeing that. There's a lot of flashy stuff going on there. What do you think, Doctor? That's white Mega Man. Great thoughts. Next up is a game for those who didn't like Osu enough and decided to just make Osu again. More uninspired than anything. Let's see what you got. Alright, next up is a game I'm pretty sure is just a tech demo passed off as a whole game. I know a few companies that would hire this man. I mean, how do you make an RPG without any elements that make it an RPG? That's white Mega Man. Thanks for the riveting commentary, Doctor. Let's have a look. Next up is a religious-based game starring Sonic the Hedgehog. He's finally found his soul and turned his heart towards the righteous. He asks that you now pull out your praying mats and turn to the east as we get ready to wage a holy war for the glory of Allah. Glory to Allah. That's right, Dr. Light.
Sonic the Hedgehog, one of our most famous game series from Japan, is now leaving the Green Hill Zones for the Sand Hill Zones in our newest title, Sonic the Hedgehog. That's right, after all the fan outcry, the letters, seeing the fan translations, and of course a sizable game budget provided by the United States Congress, we are able to take Sonic on this all-new adventure. After the events of Sonic Forces, during a reconstruction phase, Sonic, Tails, and Sinbad are suddenly contacted by the United States President for an important mission. That mission to silence the terrorist Hamas, collect all 6 secret rings of chaos, and drive back the Palestinians' newest general, Dr. Ivo Robotnik. Hey, how does he keep getting jobs anyways, huh? Dash, leap, and use the power of Christ to slow down time across various landscapes such as a city, a desert, a city, and for you retro fans out there, we even included a bonus level harking back to the Sega classic Sonic's Taliban, now with boost gameplay in stunning 4K.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
This gripping story of a never-ending conflict will introduce you to new characters such as Sarah, a magical genie who to repent for her demonic existence aids Sonic and acts as his guide through the Israeli countryside, and King Suleiman, a quirky skeleton king who will help the party as well in defeating a new mysterious foe, one of infinite power similar to Sarah, but wishes to conquer the world in name of the devil, Majin Buu. If he is to collect all the secret rings, he will awaken a power no mortal can stop. Get ready to throw down against Buu and his several generals of power, including a mysterious new hedgehog named Israel. Right now all we have are concept art sketches, however, after seeing the love and outcry for this character, we decided to make Israel real and debut in this new hit game. Stay tuned for more information on Sonic the Hedgehog next summer.
And finally, all the way from the city of Quahog, Rhode Island, one dog will fight back against the forces of evil in this unique game that'll definitely shake the gaming landscape to its core. Let's have a look.
Next level games. Losers.
Sega!
Push me to victory. Let's see what we can do together, me and you. Can't be afraid to try. Kiss your fears goodbye. No looking back. You and I were on the attack. Full speed ahead, running to the sunset. Such a different feeling. Both of us believing we can make it better. Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Push me on through until the battle's won. No one's gonna give nothing to us. Into each other we put our trust. Standing united after the fight. All alone we will never be. The two of us are holding the key. We see today a world we couldn't see. Before I say goodbye to you, one more last fist bump.
'20 release. Good luck.
We hope you enjoyed the show. There's a lot of developers to choose from, so immediately following the show, we will put up a poll to determine the best in show, the worst in show, and many more. We're grateful you tuned into the show this year, and always remember, the real E3 will always disappoint. See you soon, Anons!